Hey guys, in today's video we're going to take a look at hyperstats. So hyperstats is one way to increase your damage in Maplestory. So if you open up your character tab, right, or your stats, you'll see on the left side hyperstats. So these are just a bunch of stats that you can level up starting at level 140. And this is really helpful when you start bossing, because you can level up your boss damage, your ignore defense, your crit damage, and your crit rate. So for bossing, I would prioritize these these five. If you don't have 100% crit rate, I would try to make sure that you reach 100% crit rate before upgrading any of these other stats. For boss damage, I would prioritize boss damage over regular damage for bossing, because at a certain level you will receive more boss damage than regular damage. Alright, so right now I have 1,250 points, and these points you receive as you level. So at level 274 you should have at least 1,250 points, and you get this automatically as you level. So I reset my hyperstats because it wasn't as optimal as I'd liked it to be. So right now my crit rate is at 81%, and that's because I'm not buffed. So let's turn on some buffs and see what my crit rate is currently sitting at. Alright, so now with a couple buffs I have 101%. Okay, so with 101% crit rate, I do not need to put any crit rate in my hyperstats. So I can leave this crit rate at level 0. I can increase my crit damage, and that'll increase my overall damage. And I can also increase my boss damage, since that is the best way to increase your damage when you're fighting bosses. Okay, so I'm gonna first start off with boss damage, because that's the most important one after crit rate once you have 100%. So with boss damage, I'm gonna increase this, and I'm just gonna put max here. So for each stat, the max is gonna be level 15, and as you level it up, let me show you. So for boss damage, right, and this is the same for each one. If you're gonna level it one time, it's gonna be 1 point, and it's gonna double each time. So for example, right now it's level 1, this only cost me 1 point. If I wanna upgrade this again, it's gonna cost me 2 points, because it's gonna double each time. For example here, 2 points for level 2. Now I wanna level up to level 3, it's gonna double again. It's gonna ask for 4 points. And the next one, 8. So you can see it's gonna ask for more points as it levels. Next is 10. So here it just added 2 more points. 15. And now it's 20. 25. 30. 35. And now after level 10 it's gonna ask for more points. So the last one was 35, now it's asking for 50 points. At level 12, it's going to ask for 65 points, so it's now incrementing by 15. 13, 80. Level 14, 95 points. And then the max level, right, level 15, it's going to ask for 110 points. So I'm going to place that right there. So now I have placed all those points into boss damage, so now my boss damage is level 15. And now, if you look at my stats, my boss damage is 348. Because this has given me 55% extra boss damage, which is really good for bossing. Okay? So now we only have 700 points left. Now I don't want to max damage to level 15 because that wouldn't be optimal, because I would want to also have some crit damage, some ignore defense, and as well as some attack and we'll see what else as we go along. But the next one that I'd want to prioritize is crit damage. So after boss damage, the next one that's really important is critical damage. So we're gonna set this to level 10. And here we receive 10% critical damage. Right here, so now the critical damage here is now up to 109.8%. Alright, so the next thing that we can do is increase the damage to level 10 as well. So let's do that. Make this level 10, and it's going to use 150 points, and we'll level that up. So the best thing to do once you max your boss damage is to distribute your points evenly with the other stats. And the best way to do that is at this level is to make sure that each level has enough to reach level 10. So I'll make this level 10 as well for ignore defense, and that's only 150 points. And there we have it. Okay, so for right now we have boss damage, ignore defense, and critical damage. The ignore defense has bumped my ignore defense from 93% to 95%. Now I don't think it's necessary for us to include any more ignore defense here. It's going to only give us 3 additional percent, and that's only going to be very insignificant in comparison to any other stats. So what we could do is either place our points in crit damage or damage. So damage, even though it's 3 more percent, crit damage has a bigger amplifying effect based on the calculations that's done in the game, because crit damage is the last multiplier of the total damage that that's done. But I want to see if it's worth it to put an attack, or if I should just go for more damage. I do have 89% here. I think we just want to go more damage. So I'm just going to place one more point here. 92. Let's place another one. 95. So you can see my combat power slowly getting stronger here. Let's put another point here. 53. I think I want to put another point, but let's see. Okay, so we're not able to put another point in damage because it's going to ask for 95 points. So I'm going to close this. So we're going to stay at level 13 for damage. Let's see if we can put 1 extra point in critical damage. Okay, so for crit damage we can put 50 points. So I'm going to do that. So we can have crit damage at 102. Boom. Alright, so now we have 5 points left. I can either put this in strength or attack power. I think I'm going to put it into attack power to increase our overall attack power, because right now I only have 2,576. So I'm going to put it in attack power right here. Level 1. You can see our combat power slowly creeping up. And 2. Alright, so now we have 2 points left. What do you think we should put this 2 points in? Well, personally, I think we should just put it in strength. Like that. And we only have 1 point left. We could probably just put this either in dex, or we can put it into status resistance or HP percent. I think I'm gonna put it into dex. Might be better somewhere else, but for now I'm just gonna put it into dex. Okay, because dex also plays a role in your overall damage as well. Even though as a Dark Knight, strength is my main stat, dex also increases my damage as well. And you can also read that here as well. If you hover over the stats, like for strength, it's a very important stat that determines damage for warriors and some pirates, and then you can also read the dex here. Okay, so yeah, so that's hyperstats, and you can start doing this at level 140, and it really helps you with your damage. So yeah, I would want to make sure that if you are leveling up to keep this updated. So this hyperstat setting is what I have for bossing. But you can also see that we have EXP obtained, arcane power, normal damage, and those can be used for mobbing or training. So let me show you guys. So here in my presets, I have the third preset as my bossing preset. So if I move over to preset number 2, and it'll cost you 2 million mesos each time you want to change. You can see here in my presets, if I apply this, that I have EXP obtained level 10, attack power level 10, normal damage level 11, damage 11, and then crit damage at level 15. Before I had EXP obtained at level 15, but I was having a hard time one-shotting the monsters. So it's more important to deal enough damage to one-shot the monsters than to have extra EXP. So, and the reason for that is if you're not killing the monsters in one hit, you're spending more time killing one monster by hitting them twice. Whereas if you're strong enough to hit them and kill them in one hit, then you're gonna get more EXP that way. So that's why you want to prioritize and play with your stats to see how much damage you need to deal enough damage to kill the monsters in one hit, and then you can put points into your EXP. Alright, so and that's pretty much it for hyperstats. I hope you guys learned a lot in this video, and if you guys want to follow for more, please hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, please hit the like button as well, and I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I hope to see you guys in the next video, and yeah, see you soon. Peace.